Ahoy,
ahoy,
everybody! How's it going? We're hiding in the shadows.
Yeah. Oh,
there,
really?
Now we're a little bit.
We
better.
never know. It's always a little bit of a mystery, right?
So, how's everybody doing today? We hope y'all are having a good Sunday. We are excited to have a very chill Sunday. There's 100% chance of rain here today. So,
I know. So we're staying inside, playing games. I think somehow I managed to put my thumb right on my glasses. I don't know how. I never mean to. I don't recall. Just
So, golly, well, we are going to be. I gotta take these glasses off. Mine are super scratchy. I only wear them at the beginning, so you remember who I am.
I remember who you are.
So, cheers, everybody. Here's coffee. Oh no, you couldn't even see the awesomeness of my cup because I had it turned around the wrong way.
It's a left-hand cup there.
I love this cup. It's so 70s. It's a super 70s coffee cup from Disney, and it makes me laugh, which is good. So because it faces me when I drink it. But if you want to see it, I have to turn it around. Anyway, that was an exciting.
Here on the coffee cup building chat. We're gonna get out the pottery wheel next.
Well, we got the 3D printer. Oh, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you that when people come on.
A pottery wheel of sorts.
So golly, let's see. I am gonna see who we've got here. Let's see who is here today. And again, I've got this one's always weird because I have to.
We're gonna look
Actually,
over there.
We'll
look at that.
So Brickaroo Bonsai is here. Brickman Mosaics Art. Brickworm, Chris No Taster Smell Chalice. I'm sorry, buddy, but I saw that you said you were getting better. Glad to hear that at least. Darren Siegfried is here. Fabby Fan MKE, Gary Mullane, the Greebling Wizard, Hooded One, JMW Music, John Luttrell, Marilyn Parmley.
Hi, Marilyn.
Matthew Builds Bricks, Minifig Chick, Minifig Nick, and Moto. P.T. McEwen is here. Rob Zaccardi and the Zaccardis, Lana, Vanessa, and Elena. How's it going? Smoke Up Johnny is here. The Hornburgers. Ahoy, hoy, Hornburgers. That's us. Oh, WGJL Build is here. Wilfred, bonsoir. Good to see you.
All the way across the ocean.
I know. Zach Martinez is here. And Zarkino Kim.
Well, good morning, everyone, and everyone who's not chatting too.
And Phil says hello from Don and Phil. Hello, Don and Phil. How's it going? I'm gonna close this here because
I always feel like we've already had our breakfast, but I always feel like it's brunch time. We're just hanging out over brunch.
Yes,
as I'm sure I've never mentioned.
I don't think you ever have said that. Ever in the history of the show. I don't think that's ever been uttered.
Wow, the little elves have been out in our house. Everywhere I look, I pick up, look, here's a tiny miniature. I don't know if you can...
Yeah, you can see that it focused there for a half a second. Yeah, anyway,
it's gonna focus. It's a tiny table with tiny stuff. Sorry, it's not focusing.
It's a D&D thing. I printed it on the 3D printer. Yep. So I'm gonna give this to our DMs so she can paint it and turn it into
for the tavern where everyone meets.
Absolutely a tavern table. But anyway, so let's see. Well, shall we say hello to our guests who I hope are I see. Oh, I see one of them is ready.
Oh,
okay.
Awesome.
Here we've got Minifig Chick is here. Hi, Kara.
Hi.
Nice. Holly is here. Oh, Holly.
Yay, Holly.
Very good. And Moto is here. And Thunderman.
Oh, awesome.
Hi, guys.
I know, I've got my Thunderman too.
Hello.
Thunderman, ahoy. What do I have to hold out?
I see Mini Moto is there too.
Mini Moto and Thunderman are in the same place at the same time. So I've just ruined several theories.
Several fan theories.
Well, several fan theories have been ruined.
This could be alternate universe too.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, sound effects even.
So my mom's here. Hi, Mom. How's it going?
Oh, hello, Mom.
Oh, there's a debate about coffee in the chat here.
Really?
Yes.
All coffee is welcome.
The Hornburgers, I believe, said something about Julia prefers cold brew that we make in the French press overnight. Interesting.
Sweet.
And then JMW Music agrees that pour over is nice. French press is definitely my favorite. That's ours. That's what we always have in French press.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like
French
French press. And actually, it's been at my office since March. My other before times office, but I have a pour over as well that I really like. I mean, it's like modern day Melita. I guess we used to call it Melita, and it wasn't fancy, but now it's fancy.
I was doing the pour over for a couple of years solid, and then I just was running out of time in my day. So we
Yes.
Wow, Kara,
I do the Nespresso.
You're looking very glamorous today. Your lighting is really nice, and you've got like the camera is like we're not looking up at you as if we're tiny people looking up at the goddess of links.
I spent a little more time with my crazy little tripod here on my phone, so
it looks great.
Good.
Whatever you got going on.
Except for my hair, which is like 5 inches too long.
Yeah,
well, that's
okay. So I have a question. So what do
you guys are complaining about long hair?
No, sorry, I'm distracted by the chat. I'm curious as to what a French press is called in France.
just a press. Coffee press.
Coffee press?
Probably a deep press.
Coffee is not
Right,
depressing.
Wilfred, what is it called?
Here, there we go.
That was, didn't you have a friend when you visited Brazil? They said, here we just call them nuts.
Yes. That would such
an English press. They call it an English press.
Well, that's what I think that.
No, that was a Dove's joke.
That's a joke.
I fell for it.
Gosh.
Hey, Mel.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Hey, Berg.
How's it going? It's great to see you. We are doing good. It's Sunday. We're hanging out. We're gonna talk about
because Mel is here. Mel, I wanted to let you know, man.
Mel's here.
I made it work.
Oh, hi, Mel.
I got it to work, man.
Oh, Moto.
Wow.
Hang on.
Whoa.
Let me on
Cool.
the big screen because we got to see that.
No, Iceberg was asking me a question about how to do an angled facade, so this week I've started to build one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh.
Wow.
So that's in the corner there. That's fascia in front of a panel. It's obscuring part of the panel, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of little detailed work to cover up the way I angled it in.
Well, so this shows something
Hinges,
that I
right?
always find really fascinating. I think people forget, because I know I do. I think people forget that you don't have to have the window that's the exact shape of the thing that you want, because you can build a frame in front of the empty window.
Oh yeah, and cover it up. That's what I'm doing.
Cover
Yeah.
it up with whatever
Yep.
shape you want. Because that's something I'm always like, oh, I could never do that. That looks amazing, Moto.
Oh, really?
So are you using? Wait, I assume you're using hinges to get that out, like rocker hinges, or what?
Yeah, the ones that take Technic pins.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm using-
Oh, I see what you're. Yeah, it's so funny. I never think
Got
of
it.
those as hinges. I just have them in my Technic stuff. That's great.
Yeah, and then I'm using the clip and bar hinges on the top to finally work out the math and lock it together seamlessly back into the frame.
So
Wow.
is that a regular Lego
Right.
angle there?
These, right?
Well, it's a compound angle using slopes.
Wow. That is super impressive.
Gorgeous.
It took a long. Yeah, I'm going back and forth between CAD and physical building to get the math exact, but I finally got it, Berg.
Very nice.
Those pieces right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only 2 at each end. Yeah.
Well, I love how strong they are, but
Make-
that's so funny. I just always think of them as Technic pieces.
Very, very cool.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, those are great.
Yep.
So, gosh, let's see. I need
Oh,
to
hi,
go.
Addie. Staying conscious. Addie says hi.
All right, well, what do you say? We got,
Yay.
we've got pins. It's pen time.
I don't have a pen, but I have a 3D print for you guys.
Oh,
cool.
sure. Well, let's see that.
So this was sent. I got a thank you note from someone you know, when Crystal Star
Oh, very nice.
Oh.
And she sent smaller director some cats, but she also sent this 3D print, which I think is probably a cookie cutter template.
Yeah,
that's
that's
great.
awesome.
That's so cool.
So I'm excited to give this a try sometime.
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask you. I want to get the line art for your logo because I want to try printing it.
Oh yeah, no problem. Oh, I just noticed my backdrop broke.
But
Yeah, no problem. I'll get it to you.
Well, so speaking of 3D printing, I have to show you. I printed this yesterday, and I'm super excited by it.
That is awesome.
I printed it for our friend Tina, but I think it came out pretty great. It's got a few like little, whatevers on it, but I think
That'll buff out. Out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna be. So we went out yesterday and picked up a bunch of like filler spray and sandpaper and little files.
We went to a real hardware
store. Yeah, I went to a real hardware store. It's crazy, but yeah. So fun, right?
I love it.
That's awesome.
Fun little print. Anyway, okay, so back to pins though. Kara, I bet you have a pin.
I do. It's not a Disney pin this time.
Ooh.
It is Tattoo Pinup Girl.
Oh,
Very
Whoa.
saucy.
Cool.
out of focus,
Very saucy.
Good
Where did you
idea.
get that?
Trying.
but yeah, you gotta cover your eyeball.
Amazon.
Okay, you need to put your other hand behind it, I think. Cover up your face.
There you go.
Oh, you're making me do the weird geometry, phone geometry.
Yeah,
Oh,
most
but
of the light.
Oh, darn.
Anyway,
We get it.
random pin on Amazon.
Right on.
Or not so random.
Okay, Holly.
JMW Music, anyone have a number 2 coffee filter?
Well,
I can borrow?
here's a place that I've recently been missing.
Whoa.
yes, me too.
Yeah, especially since Bricks LA. I was thinking I found this one and was like, oh, I want to go there.
Yeah, we've been thinking about that a lot too. So you can go ahead.
Well, mine's super Disney nerd.
Oh yes,
I've got
shown this one
a-
before. It's a good
Yep.
one.
I've got a Walt Disney World survey marker.
Ooh.
Cool. I like that.
And I've got a round one in too, in the spirit of round pins. But I got
Eric.
Dreamy Prince Eric
He's so dreamy.
With his wide collar.
One, it's cool because the frame around him is tentacles. It's pretty awesome. But oh my goodness, you guys are not going to believe who's here right now. You're
Let
not
me
even gonna
guess.
believe this.
Dashing Lyle Wagner.
Because the Dash Mile, because right now we have on screen we have A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Blair.
Hey.
Blair,
How's
what's
it
up?
going?
Just running around looking for all my elements. I had a round pin chose itself just now, so that's my round pin for the day.
Oh, here.
Hello.
Cool. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Where a lot more money goes than pins, I'm sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm just making do.
Oh. Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work.
So, golly, well, we've got, I mean, minifigs is such a wide subject. Now, did anybody bring stickers? Did anyone bring stickers to class today, friends?
I did.
Okay, Moto, let's see. What
Well,
you got.
I have to get one out. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Blair, I love your purple background.
Oh, thanks.
Really,
It's my daughter's room. Our house is painted Lego Friends colors.
it's so
Oh,
good.
awesome.
Really, really good.
Like this up.
Okay, who wants to go first?
I'm looking at my fat number.
I actually
Okay.
have another pin to show because I was inspired by Holly.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
It's
I
always nice
got
another pen.
Oh!
Oh yeah, the
One.
rainbow.
Oh, she got two!
What?
Whoa, those are crazy.
What?
Guess who's getting one of these?
I was gonna say, whatever are you gonna do with the extra?
Oh.
I wonder what I'm going to do with the extra.
I don't know. I can't wait to find out. I'm on the edge of my seat.
With the rainbow coming off, it's like the muses in
It's gonna start a bidding war.
It is very Xanadu-esque. It's well, so when I was in my, well, I don't know, like when I was in my younger 20s, whenever I would go to Disneyland, they used to sell like charm bracelet charms. I'm sure they probably still do.
They do.
It was pretty big back then. And they had a little Tinkerbell one where she was like flying and had her wand out. And I turned it into an earring. And I would get one every single time I went. I turned it into an earring and I wore it like that was like my thing. So the Tinkerbell was always with me. Because even when I was like 20, living in San Francisco as like a weirdo punk rock gay kid, I had my Tinkerbell earring.
Living your best life.
I was living my best Tinkerbell life. It's true. But there you go. Okay. So stickers, we ready?
Ready.
Okay, Holly.
Okay, so it's from set 40145, the Lego store. And we got little Lego set stickers.
Oh, I love those stickers. Yes.
Which apparently I did apply the Lego. That was a Lego logo in the corner, the one that's been applied.
Those are
Very
cute.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
All
the
right.
little house, very like archetypically Lego.
Yeah, I like just the graphic nature of them. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, who's next?
I can go.
All right, Moto. Oh,
fun.
yes. Oh,
So this is
Ooh.
this 1997. Can anybody guess what this is based on the colors?
Robots?
I don't.
Blair got very close with that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is
that robot. I'm trying to think
is
of the
it
name
called-
of it.
Lysors or something?
I don't know.
Lysors?
So this had Technic figures in it, and you'd make Technic battle bots that would fight against each other and punch. It's called Robots Revenge. Set A2.
Wow, because I have a sticker. I have
Yeah,
a
A245.
round file that has that yellow eyeball sticker on it, and I always wondered where it came from.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, those eyeballs are
A245.
super cool.
Those
Wow,
those
that's
are
super
great.
fun.
Yeah, this is when I first wake up, and then this is me before my coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
How it started, how it's going.
Yep.
And that one above, does that have the one that kind of looks like a shield? Does that have a hole in the middle of it?
Yes, it does. It has a hole punch out, so it's for a Technic
for that
break.
black piece that has the axle hole in the middle of it, right?
Yep.
Black.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
why I thought it was Throwbots from one of their little discs or something. But I guess maybe those are printed. I don't know. I feel like some of them are stickered.
That's
That's
a good
cool,
one.
though.
Super cool.
I
Nice.
love
Those are
those
good.
eyeballs.
And my headset's about to cut out, so while you guys go, I'm going to switch over my headphone to a different audio.
Okay.
Spot the magic ninja.
So Spot the Magic Ninja says, how do you guys keep from using your stickers? Well, for us, it's set dependent. Are we going to keep the set up on display? Yes, then we put the stickers on. No, then we keep the stickers and put them in a big bag until later. You know?
And also, it's a matter of like how noticeable the stickers are too. Sometimes
Right.
if they go inside something and you don't really ever see inside of it, and it's a really cool sticker, I put that aside. And I steal it from my children.
Oh, you know what? I realize this is like totally late, but oops.
That's funny.
Those were the prequels.
Yeah, those were the prequels. Now we're gonna get to the
Episode
middle
4.
episode 4.
Sorry for the spoilers, guys.
We'll flip
Okay,
that.
you ready?
reverse it.
You ready, Kara?
All right. So first of all, charms are definitely still a thing at
Oh
Disneyland.
my God.
And there's
they're very
Tinkerbell,
different now.
too.
My Tinkerbell one was like a 3-dimensional, like little silver thing, like a full character. It was really cool. Those are
Yeah,
great.
there are various ones. So
Yeah.
anyway, so my stickers are from this lovely set that I got for my birthday. Elephant Rescue.
Oh, I know that set.
And let's see here.
Wow, that is a tiny sticker set.
Yep, there's only 3. So there's a license plate, this little caution swimming. And then I'm trying to figure out if this is supposed to be like an elephant footprint.
Yeah, I think so.
Like it's cute little baby elephant.
A little baby elephant footprint on a leaf.
But do elephants have toes? Maybe they do. I don't know.
Well, they have those big toenails. Baby elephants have little tiny. Of course they do. Because they're babies. Very nice. All right.
Otherwise, how could they do the baby elephant walk?
Well, I guess that's a good point there.
The Lego baby elephant does not have individual toes.
I know, it just has 4 round.
So cute, though.
All right, Blair, you're up.
The bigger one, though, does have a little bit more of a foot pattern. So I think we're supposed to use our imagination. Yeah, I pulled one out. I grabbed just my technical bin. Hopefully this one hasn't been done before. But it's from the Lego Rhino and Sandman Super Villain Team Up Set 76037, and I still have it around. Oh, sorry, my lighting is much attuned to me. So it has these like stand trails, and I thought that they would be cool. In addition to all this construction and equipment stuff, but these would be cool for like a beach house or something. If your minifigs were coming in off the beach and tracking a bunch of dirt into a house. So someday those will probably get used.
Very nice.
What is it? I'm here to forever.
Yes. All right. I guess we're up. Here we go. These are ours for today. We've had this sitting for a while, actually.
We have. This is thanks to Minifig Nick. Thanks, Nick. It's set 43175, and this is sheet 2. 13.5 by 9.5 studs, medium size. This is Anna and Elsa's storybook adventure. It had 121 parts, 4 figs, Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, and Olaf micro dolls. And Anna's winking, and Elsa's in lavender and pink.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at the foliage on that.
Mm-hmm.
I am super into the all of these. The gloves.
Yeah.
The gloves, a rug, little piles of leaves, snowflakes, a bell, and it's really good.
Woo! Are those pink gloves?
So pretty.
Those are Elsa's gloves that she puts on
her tiny hands.
On her tiny hands. Oh my goodness!
Sitting in my daughter's room, I actually have that on right here. So cute.
Oh, very cute.
I love these little micro dolls. They're great.
Wow.
All right, I have Googled and I have confirmed that is an elephant footprint.
That is an elephant. That is, in fact,
have,
a baby elephant footprint.
Toe things.
Yeah, they're like dogs. I think they walk on their feet.
Yeah.
Their toes.
Well, okay, so we have our big exciting subject today is minifigs. So it's a big subject, and I doubt we'll be able to cover everything there is to say about minifigs. But I was just, when I was writing the description for the video, I was just thinking about how many I said in the description for the video too, just like how much life and personality that a minifig can bring to even just one minifig with one single facial expression can tell an entire story. And I find that fascinating about them. It's like you can make a really beautiful mock, and it can be great, and it can kind of tell a story, but you put a minifig in with like a facial expression and a good outfit, and it can completely bring the whole thing to life, in my opinion. But I guess we're all getting into our into our minifigs thing. And by the way, we are going to have a whole separate Sunday discussion about minifig storage and display. So that's not really something we're going to talk about today. This is really more just to kind of talk about, how awesome minifigs are, the evolution of minifigs, and what we use them for, and all that stuff. So,
do you want to start with a little evolution? I saw
Sure,
your
Blair.
message. You said history, so my friend, a really awesome voice actress friend of mine, Eliza Jane Schneider, found out how much I am into Lego, and she gifted me her childhood original minifigs, where they didn't even have arms or legs.
Yeah, those are from the 70s.
The best part was that they came in this old piercing Dakota box. It's like perfectly period piece to store these in. So just to start off, we can remember the days when this was all you had. No facial expression, no bodily autonomy. Their heads could move in their hair, but everything else was fixed. So pretty
Like
cool
meatballs.
how far we've come from that.
no, those are from 1975, I believe. Those particular types of minifigs were like from 75, and then I'm looking at my notes here. In 78 was when we got we started getting the ones with I think the classic smile face on them, and they started being themed for the different themes like pirates and space and all that good stuff. Uh-oh, they're gonna have a space person off. Richard's got all of his too.
This is why I wanted to talk about this today. This is what got me into minifigures, was collecting astronauts. I don't have all of them though.
No,
You've got your fair share though.
I would say you got a lot.
Yeah, I've been collecting them since we started the hobby.
Micro astronaut.
I need to add that one to my display.
The Nano is awesome. Yeah, I keep wishing Lego would let me order a whole bunch of them, like 1,000 of them, to do a whole space scene. But
yeah, that would be awesome.
maybe a whole like micro scale line sometime. That would be really cool.
Will you show your astronauts again?
Yeah. So this is a crew I had set up at the Lego store with my spider drone. So they were all different colors in their skin tones and their outfits, and I believe the blue one is still in a mech suit, so that's why I had the little nano.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like having lots of different faces for my space crews. I don't know where our green one is. The green one is
I don't know.
the one to find now.
The only one who doesn't have a good helmet yet, so someday maybe.
Yep. So, okay. So then, some more Lego history. So in 1989, when they introduced the Pirates line. Hey, Dot Sampson is here. How's it going? When they launched the Lego Pirates theme, that was the first time they started having non-traditional parts on the minifig. So hook hands, peg legs, like that kind of thing. So that was the sort of the first appearance of those. And
Here,
then,
I want to play too. So there we
You
go.
will? Oh, yes.
Yeah, you've got the gray
I
one.
got the green one. That was a gift from a friend. So my
Do
little.
you have a dark green one back there?
It's just out of the light. They're both green.
Yeah, they're
Wow, so
exosuits.
cool. Yeah, the
Exosuit,
gray one
exactly.
is
And my
cool.
original blue space guy is missing a helmet, so we had to put Benny in there.
I don't have a gray one.
Okay, I just want you to know.
There never was
that-
a gray one released in a set. It's just a mix of various parts from different different things.
So
Oh,
the
cool.
torso is from the CMF small child, right? The space
Yep.
enthusiast with the suit.
Yep.
And then you have to kind of like piece the rest of it together
Mhm.
with a classic castle helmet, right? And stuff like that.
Yeah, so but like I said, this was somebody else made it for me. Like this was a gift from
cool.
Stephen Knight.
Okay, you couldn't see it because Holly had the main screen, but when Richard said, "I don't have a gray one," he was looking forlornly down at his like row of like 12 minifigs, with his lip sticking out.
Of course I wasn't.
There's your project.
The only historical gray ones would be if someone used the much coveted sticker sheet with the classic Mini Classic Space logo and actually applied it to a gray figure.
Oh yes, Kara. See, that's my favorite space minifig.
This is the best spaceman.
I really like the Galactic Bounty Hunter.
He's very.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
The Black Tron.
Flash Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Yep, very Flash Gordon.
If you guys want to see my favorite minifig, well, as a kid, 2 of these I had. These are like from my childhood, and then one of them I acquired later and had to put it in the mix. But those were my favorite because there weren't a whole lot of ladies to be found. So.
Well, I love that face too.
Yeah, and I was all about this one in particular. The forestman, the little lady forestman was like, I'm surprised she's not missing parts. She was played with so much.
Well, so around the time of the Lego Pirates thing, when they were doing the different heads and the different hands and legs and stuff, they also started introducing, facial features like facial hair and the lips, like the red lips and stuff like that. But it was still, very much about the simple smile, simple smile face and stuff, like
medieval art, sort of.
Yes, exactly,
Very basic.
And then, I guess Will of the Witch from the Fright Nights was the beginning of the sort of facial expressions. Now we're gonna have facial expressions that aren't just the plain smile. Oh, very good, Moto. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
The Adventurers line had some ladies in it.
Whoa! Look at that hairdo with her forward sweeping hair.
Well, what's crazy is without the hat, it looks really weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's actually one thing that I wish Lego would do more of, is hats that have hair that stick out from underneath of them.
I just wish they had a better method for putting hats on hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the other lady without the hat. Looks really bizarre.
Yeah.
That is really weird.
They do.
Yeah. On Holly's comment, it kind of reminds me of how Playmobil attempts to solve that, where you have hair that then is also shaped so that a hat can adapt to it, but then your hair that is shaped like that also kind of looks awkward all the time.
Yeah, it's basically like a hairpiece.
It just.
Yeah.
Hey.
Same one.
But yeah, back in the day,
Those are great.
you had the the bangs problem.
Right.
I had a friend with hair like that when I was in college.
I did too.
I don't have it with me, but when bangs came around, that definitely made a big difference for me. One of my favorites was from the Aqua Zone. It was the guy with the little orange bangs and kind of like a snarky face. I love that guy. And something about just being able to see some hair through a visor opening or a windscreen opening just added to the realism so much.
So I guess also there was a short period of time.
It's come a long way.
There was a short period of time where they did spring-loaded spring legs.
Oh, I
Sword
players.
And then they were spring-loaded at the top. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have any of these things we're talking about. Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't.
Does anybody have a Will of the Witch?
Somewhere.
I don't think we do.
But I don't know where it is. I think it might be in my bulk bin.
Yeah, I don't have the spring-loaded legs. I just have the spring-loaded things for soccer, for football. European football, true football, European football.
Yeah.
You
that too.
Brick Cascade for a guy who was shooting a space rocket launcher.
See, I thought I was the only one who put common minifig heads stacked together, but you guys do that too.
I do that too.
It helps so much because there's so many you don't want for any given project, right? It's usually a very particular thing I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I separate them between male and female, and if they have, beard or facial hair or glasses.
Yeah, we have glasses.
Yeah, and then there's my like non-yellow heads. So
well, okay. So speaking of non-yellow heads, 2003 was the first time we got non-yellow.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
Minifigures.
guess. Can I make a guess?
Yes.
Harry Potter.
No,
No,
Harry Potter was yellow too.
it
It's
was.
Mace Windu.
Star Wars.
It was basketball. There were some basketball
right.
figures they did,
Oh, yeah.
and then Lando Calrissian from Star
Oh,
Wars.
right. Mace Windu later.
And that's when they started doing, and when, with the IP stuff, they started doing more, well, I mean, quote unquote, naturalistic skin tones.
Well, different skin tones at any rate.
Yeah.
Extremely rare Cloud City Lando from the first release, then that would be that one, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep. So that's just sort of like a little history light.
Also, a remarkable thing from the same set that my Lady Princess came from. This is what I remember. And this is a newer one. This isn't the actual ghost is still in my castle that came with that set. The little glow-in-the-dark ghost that came with that castle set from, I'm going to guess, 1988, 89. Like, just was mind-blowing to me.
Oh yeah, we have several glow-in-the-dark ghosts. I love those pieces. They're so good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I was all about that.
I love taking a black light to our collection and seeing what pops out.
Well, we made that phone for the challenge the other day, that telephone, and there were some white round tiles, and I put them on the phone, and then we needed like 8 of them, and so I'm like searching through, and I'm like, oh, here's some. And I put them on, and they're like, oh, they're weird,
it's awful.
they're really old and discolored and blue. That's so weird. And then yesterday, I had the phone was sitting out in the other room in the sun, and I was like, oh, I better move this. And I took it out, and they were glow in the dark, round, and that's why they were kind of like weird. It was kind of a weird color.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I was like, oh, I forgot I even had those.
I think I did that with like some animal parts or something like that I came across once, but I was like, this doesn't look like Lego and it's a weird color, and I think it was the same thing where I realized that it's glow in the dark.
Okay, so now we're going to come around to and I know people have a hard time picking just one, and we talked about this, I think, a few times on different shows in the past, but if you had to pick a favorite minifig of all the minifigs, it doesn't matter why it's your favorite, maybe it's the one that's worth the most, or maybe it's the one that you remember from when you were a kid, and let's see some, throw it in the chat too if you have special ones that you like or have a good memory of or whatever. Just let us know what your favorite ones are. So how about, is anybody ready with a favorite?
Hang on.
Okay. Moto is. All right, Moto, let's see.
I can't show it. Show it.
What?
It's too valuable. I have it boxed up with the set it came with, but it's from the Adventurers line.
Uh-huh.
I'll put a link in the chat, but the name of the minifig is Achu, A-C-H-U. And it's a kind of Aztec shaman-looking figure that was in the jungle. And yeah, the name is Achu. I think it's a very poorly named figure, considering how the native Aztecs kind of passed away to the Spaniards, but...
Is he the one with the red hat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have pieces of that.
It's got a yellow and then printing, just amazing printing all over the crown for the time. I thought it was,
the one with the elaborate head piece. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it came with the golden. The other thing is the accessory. It came with this great sort of Raiders of the Lost Ark chrome idol that they were after.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's an amazing figure. But Achu is my favorite.
I just posted the link so people can go see it.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh. Yes. Okay. So, anybody else?
I'm ready.
Okay, Holly, and then Kara.
Okay. That's my favorite.
Oh, your
Yeah.
Coraline,
That's my
big
Coraline.
thing.
And unfortunately, since I don't think we're gonna ever get an official Lego licensed one, I guess that's officially gonna be my favorite
Very
Lego
nice.
minifig. Yeah. Which, actually it's kind of a hard choice because there's probably other figures along the ones that were made that I kind of think are like Bobinski's a pretty freaking amazing
That's a really good one.
He's pretty good.
Well, my favorite custom one, of course, is Thunderman. Nothing in Top Thunderman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. See, it's hard to pick just one, right?
Yeah, but only because these are, they're basically like a one-off. They're unique and special and original, and yeah, I think those are. It's going to be hard to top that.
Okay, Kara.
All right. It is really hard to pick one, but partly because it took so long to find her, and partly because I love zombies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Zombie Bride.
Yep.
The Zombie Bride, and she's pretty expensive. She's from the Zombie Monster Fighters set. He's got a dual head.
So I'm just gonna
I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Very nice. So WGGL Builds likes the new Lego Ladybug. Maraid loves her Ruth Bader. Is it really Bader Ginsburg? I want to see that.
I want to see that.
That is awesome.
Chris Chalice likes the original pirate captain. Wilfred Tim from Time Cruisers. Brickworms says Blair already showed my favorite, the No Arms from the 70s one. Let's see, who else we got? Gary Mullane says the Lego Store minifig.
Oh, I got one.
Very, very cool. Got a bunch of good favorites there. All right,
I have two.
Like this one?
Blair.
Oh, right.
That's the Lego Store one?
Nice.
So Blair, do you
this
have a
might actually be
favorite?
my factory employee one. Very similar. I can't pick an absolute favorite, but like Kara, I mean, my zombie bride and groom are sitting here with my special stuff. I grabbed a few that I have. I put a lot of my. Oh, I still make super crinkly. I put a lot of my favorite ones on magnets in my build space. We got like Deadpool.
Very awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
My customized Aria Full Devil version.
Very nice. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like some of the Disney villains are really cool, like Ursula.
Yes.
Definitely a favorite of mine.
She's great.
I mean, the fact that they went out of their way to do this, absolutely one of a kind molded exterior for her is like super cool.
Yeah.
And the hair and everything. Same with the Maleficent. And it's really hard to pick an absolute favorite when there's so many things across that spectrum to choose from.
Blair, those last two, Ursula and Maleficent, I love the minifigs, and I also love the Friends dolls.
Yep. Yeah.
There you go, guys. There's all the Monster Fighters plus
Lovely.
extras.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Oh, maybe I should do that. I need to put my Monster Fighters all in one place.
And you've got the witch from Fright Nights in there too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, totally.
Which I made my Halloween costume. Her in here.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, so we've got some more.
Likes Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah, the original Bellatrix Lestrange. That's a really good one.
That's a great one.
Johnny likes
another
series.
Anything from the series costumes. I mean, there's just like too many.
Every costume. Yep.
What about the worst? Do you guys have a worst minifig?
Anything Star Wars?
We'll show our favorites and then
Then
we'll do least favorites. Jeff McElwee is here. Hey Jeff, how's it going?
I love the chicken guy.
The chicken with boxing gloves. So what are yours, Richard?
These are my two favorites. I love, because I like Greek mythology, the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
I like that one a lot. And my favorite of all time is one of my first ones, and I put him in my first minifig vignette is glow-in-the-dark Severus Snape.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. And he's kind of worn a little bit. There he is.
So I picked sort of like my top 3, I guess you could say that, and they're for different reasons. So my very absolute favorite is
Medusa.
the Medusa minifig, and if you've been watching the show at all for any amount of time, you'll know that that's my favorite. And also, it was a gift from my friend Steve Parmley, so he found her for me. Whoop! Come on, focus up there. Oh. Not having it.
First,
that's fine. It would have turned you
big that I knew I had to buy more than one of. Like the absolute first, when I saw that, I hadn't bought a single series minifig more than once. But when those came out, I was like, I got to find as many as I can.
Yeah.
They're too cool.
All of them in triplicate, yes.
And this is a personal favorite as well.
So this one was from our first Lego set that we bought together. And I'm a huge fan of Wolverine, and our dog is named after him. Speaking of, actually, you know what? Speaking of that,
look at
we're
that.
past time.
Speaking of that, and I'll get to my third one after we have this pause that refreshes everybody. It's that time. It's Logan cookie time, and here he is. Hi, Logan. Very good, very good.
We've got our sound of happiness.
Ooh, the sound
Crunching.
of smelliness. Somebody needs a bath.
Okay, can you touch one? Good boy.
Yay, Logan.
Yes.
Sorry, I had Skittles
Good boy.
path blocked. Sorry. Here she is.
Yay, Skittles. Skittles.
Sweet. Sweet. Nummies.
So it's funny because this is like the calmest I see Skittles is during.
Only because I'm like holding her right now. She kind of turns into a rag doll when I pick her up. Hey, babies.
What have you got there, Moto? I'm trying to see it. Oh, Cerberus. Yeah. Fluffy. Good. That's a good one. Oh, I need to get that one. We need that.
You need that.
Very good. Well, I've been yes, Blair.
It's what happens if you feed Cookie Monster after midnight.
I hope it's 11:30.
It's after midnight somewhere.
It's true. So, all right. So my final favorite minifig, and just because I was so thrilled to get it, and also it just makes me laugh every time, is my Barb from Stranger Things.
Oh, nice.
Good.
Oh yeah.
One of my very favorite. So there you go. Favorite minifigs. So minifigs that you don't like. What are some minifigs that you don't like, says Moto? I'm interested to know. Are there ones that
Let's
you don't
start
like?
with Moto.
Well,
Hey, the
favorite ones.
it's on a minifig.
Okay, Moto, how about you? What have you got?
The body is new, but the head is what I want everybody to focus on.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. That was mine.
Mr. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Misa has a bad mold with the pip scar.
Now I know what you mean when you say like minifigures that you don't like.
Yeah.
Boo.
Well, he took mine, so.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty much anything Star Wars here. I mean, any Star Wars fig I get, I give it away. It goes in the jumble pile. It's gone. I have no use for it.
There's some here that I really like. Like, how can you? Here's two guys.
Marilyn Parley loves the Statue of Liberty, and our buddy Dan Bakken loves Christmas Chewbacca.
Yes.
No surprise there.
I mean, how can you hate those guys?
Oh, yeah.
I don't hate them, but I also don't have any.
We have a bunch
I would
of
go out of my way to get them.
We keep all the Ewok
and Wookiees and Shima, and all together they hang out. Yes. Oh, they need to make more X-Men. Spot the Magic Ninja. I 100% agree. Oh, and Patrick Wismer loved the Marion Ravenwood with the red pants and the very first Han Solo.
Marion Ravenwood.
I am really not a fan of all of these weird printed things, because minifigs for me are either a very specific character or costume, or I just need a lot of normal people. And these are useless to me.
Normal.
You know, so for these, if I need a white torso, I'm gonna get some Brasso and just take all the printing off.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I know a lot of people that do that.
You know what another figure I really loved was Rock and Roll Frankenstein.
Marion, got it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is Marion the one with the red crown? I can't remember. I think I have a couple of the ladies from Indiana Jones, and one of them has the red crown. I can't remember which one it was.
I have another type. I have another figure that's I don't like as much just because. Well, I have reasons. I'll show you guys why.
Reasons.
I can't really think of any other minifigs that I just don't. Well, I'll tell you one that I'm not a huge fan of is from the new CMF series. The Riot Police was a bit of a
that was toned
I'm
up.
stoked on everything that came with it though. I think that guy has the most accessories per CMF that I've ever opened though, because there's so many of the batons, and then you get multiple handcuffs and the little
no wait.
Them. I was kind of impressed with the look.
What is that?
If I were to say in line with that, if we can agree Nazis are bad, right? From Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Minifig chick Wilfred's calling you out for the dark side of the bricks.
I am absolutely going there.
Okay, so here's
Yay, that's one of my favorites too.
I love them. I love those guys.
That's cool. What is that?
That's from Elves.
Goblins.
That's
Elf Goblin.
So speaking of goblins, actually, what a great segue. Here's my least favorite, and I think this kind of is in that same vein of the one that Moto had and the one that Blair had for me. It was when they were printing highly detailed faces with no painting on them at all.
Oh, we have a Chewbacca like that.
Yeah. So this is the Head Goblin from Gringotts.
Yeah, I was just looking at those because I had those in my Harry Potter case, and I was like, that's pretty ugly.
Now, interestingly enough, here's the new version.
Yeah.
If you want a little side-by-side comparison.
Oh, wow.
Much better.
Now, I would argue that this one looks more true to the movie, and this is more like a for-real minifigure version of it. Like, this one is molded exactly like from the film. And this one is has the flat face, but this one is much more detailed and interesting, I think.
Yeah, there was something about molding those extra heads that just made them strange.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to show off my Harry Potter. Now this is most of these figures are pretty old, from the first couple of runs of Harry Potter sets.
Oh wow!
Well, Umbridge really stands out.
He always does.
Right next to Bellatrix. But yeah, I've got those old goblins in there, and I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, man, those things are pretty hideous by today's standards.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just such a weird. It's such a weird direction to go in.
Is Dumbledore wearing pink with a dark pink cape?
That's our first Dumbledore. We have him.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the legendary Quirrell, which is the first, the first double-sided head printing there. So there you go.
Oh, wow, that's right. I forgot that little piece of history.
Professor that was the first double-sided printed headpiece right there.
Oh, I don't think I have that guy.
That's very cool. He's got a good outfit too. That purple suit is good.
Yeah, and he's got the little purple turban that you can you can actually attach pieces to the front there. That's pretty cool.
Oh, cool! Like a jewel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about these suits?
Yeah, I love those. I gave that to a friend of mine when she was working as a vet tech.
So,
Ugh.
Holly, did you notice with the big fig figure from Harry Potter? This guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you notice he's one of the few figures that actually has fingers?
Oh yeah.
On the
Yes.
Yeah. And also he looks really weird without the beard. His
And
face,
head on
you
this
can
one.
use the beard over other stuff. You can put the beard over armor.
Weird.
that face is just 100% not right.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe I shouldn't have shaved.
And
Yeah, but notice he actually has fingers,
Yeah.
which is really weird for a minifig, right?
Yep.
Super weird.
I hadn't realized it, but I think I've used that face for the first time when I built my Schitt's Creek characters for Johnny Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
perfect.
hang on, I gotta see that.
Perfect.
Because it had the brows, you know?
Oh my God.
Great. What a perfect use for that.
I need those.
That's awesome.
Those are really good.
Yeah, Jill was pretty stoked about this.
Okay, so I'm curious, to what degree do you think you play with minifigures? I mean, I do lots of organizing and rearranging accessories and putting them in our storage container. And in the end, I think what I'm doing is playing with minifigures.
Yeah, I mean, I think that placing them and posing them is obviously a part of the play. I love those rock creatures. We got a bunch of those too. My favorite part of minifigs is like trying to recreate characters though, like find like kind of, you know, what Blair was showing there with the Schitt's Creek characters, like trying to find those like perfect parts and pieces, you know, to capture somebody's personality or to tell a story or whatever it is, you know, like even just like for one of the build challenges when I did the Return to Oz. I mean, it was such a basic build. It was basically like all one color, and then it was all about, you know, trying to like, how am I going to make a TikTok, you know, or how am I gonna?
Right. Yeah. Well,
you know?
I mean, and that's a whole subgenre of Lego collecting. You know, we had like, gosh, eons ago. It seems like now we had our friend Eric on the show talking about purist custom minifigs.
Oh,
I mean, there's
TrickyBricks, right?
Yeah, TrickyBricks. There's just, I mean, there's tons of people out there who that's what they do. Like they try to recreate, and some of them, and I know that there's even some of them only do it with yellow faces, and some of them like only do it with you know, whatever skin tone faces. It's really it's a fascinating kind of subgenre. You can go on they're very prevalent on Instagram. Lots of people who are doing that kind of thing.
I know Sam does lots of character recreations too.
He does, and but Eric is just—he's one of my favorites because he goes to really like very obscure places sometimes with it, and I love that. And but his recreations, I'm always just amazed. One of the things I love about it is finding that perfect outfit, like you were saying, Holly, that's gonna like suit, and it's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's super challenging, and then you start to see certain outfits become really usable, right? And so now you're like, oh, I got to get away from that outfit because I've used it for like a few different characters, or you just saw it represented as some other iconic person, and it gets really challenging, especially as you get into the issues of, you know, less femme presenting torsos, or, you know, ones where they have some flesh showing and maybe it's, you know, a skin tone based figure versus a yellow skin figure, and it gets very complicated very quickly to do it purist, but it's awesome.
So something you were saying, Blair, it just kind of took me back to last week when we were talking about one of the things that you really need to have a workable build space is good, like daylight style light to look at your figures, because I can't tell you how many times I put together something that's like, oh, this looks awesome, and I'm using like a yellow minifigure, and then I actually get it into, I take the photo and look at it, and yeah, there's that V-neck of like some kind of flesh tone color when I wanted to keep it yellow, or I've had hands accidentally the wrong color as well, which I think says more about my eyesight than anything. But
yeah, and I've even finally like, you know, crossed the threshold and went in even to like minifig customization. So, you know, I get as far as I can, but when, you know, like, so for instance, this is a good example. So you get into like, this is Miss Spink from Coraline. I used, you know, a torso and a, like the mermaid body from Pirates of the Caribbean set, which got me most of the way there. And here's a really old, you know, town hairpiece that kind of works for the hair, even though it's like, you know, beyond like 3D printing. I wasn't going to get the hair any closer. And then for the face, you know, she needs the button eyes.
Yes.
And there just is no other way to do that without, you know, some custom art.
Yep.
To focus.
So, well, I am.
And that's just water slide. I've been doing a lot of water slide.
Not that anyone's asking for my approval, but I completely approve of making custom stickers for, you know, for Lego and minifigures.
So Chris Chalice has an awesome little trivia question. Who was the actor the first one to have 3 different minifig characters made of them?
Is it
Chris Pratt?
I think that he
most, but maybe it's not him.
Harrison Ford?
Or
Harrison
wait, no,
Ford.
not first.
It was Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina. Huh.
Apparently. So that would have been Indiana Jones, Dr. Octopus, I'm imagining. But I wonder what the third one is. Was he in Jurassic Park?
Chris says he was in Prince of Persia.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty obscure knowledge right there.
Wow. I love it. Chris has great knowledge wrapped up in there. That's okay, that was the other one. Very interesting.
Wow. That's great trivia.
Wow, we need to write that down for a certain something.
Yeah, this might come up in a pop quiz later.
Yes. Oh, the wooden one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I still haven't figured out what to do with mine. I kind of want to leave it as is, and I kind of want to do something.
I thought about getting a second one to decorate.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, Boone bought one of those and had everyone in the cast sign it.
Yeah, while we were on Lego Masters, that came out, and he went. And
that
got
was a
one
genius
and had us all
idea for
sign
y'all.
it. I wish we had done that. That would have been awesome. Oh my goodness!
But I like those figures because they remind me of those art posing figures, which I've always really liked. Just the, you know, how to draw figures.
Yeah, we're trying to make ours like functional. Like we want to make it into like a door opener. You know, kind of like the bat. You know, the statue that goes to the Bat Cave. I want to have like do something with the minifig where you like lift the
it's
arm.
a hidden switch.
Yeah, make it a mechanism.
One thing I wanted to say was we can't really talk about minifig customization, in my opinion, without saying that the fan community needs to really pat ourselves on the back for customization, bringing Lego to where it is now. Because now I'm sitting here with over a decade worth of brick arms right here in front of me, some of which are very, very rare because I've known Will for over a decade. And to think about how his work and the custom molding that he pioneered has now gotten us to the level of awesome that Lego is at. That constant back and forth between the community and the company, really, you know, raising the bar all the time. It's just so cool to watch that happen. You know, the dual molded arms and legs and front and back printing and so many cool things going on now. We've gotten to see it all evolve. It's just so cool.
I know, because I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I remember that they were, you know, saying that they weren't going to make any custom molds for Ideas sets, and then Sesame Street comes along, and they were like, well, there's really no way to properly idealize the set without those like very specific characters. Yeah, so it's obviously of utmost importance.
So that actually leads to what I was going to talk about next, and that's like custom type minifigs and things like that, is the creation of the collectible minifigures set. So the collectible minifigures debuted in 2010, and now there have been 21 series of minifigs. And I think this is the first one to have less than 16 figures.
Yeah, it is. Well, if you don't count the Olympians, the British, the UK Olympians.
Yeah, the teams, sports teams.
Yeah.
So I'm So what I'm interested to know is, first of all, and I mean, I think I know the answer to this from some of you, but when a new one comes out, are you compelled to have every single one in the series, or do you pick and choose which ones you want?
Depends on the series for me.
Yeah,
so pick and choose.
It was like that for me at first, but fortunately the CMF series began right as I was really getting back into Lego, because I was kind of starting to get back into Lego when I was in college around like early 2000s. And then like just as I kind of like first got my first job and started working, like again, early 2000s, I was starting to get like the bigger sets and starting to collect more. But then around 2007 and 2008, I was having a baby and was kind of putting that stuff away, and I was unemployed and couldn't spend money. And so there was like this hiatus for a couple of years there. And then right around 2009, 2010, or actually right about 2010 is when I kind of started getting back into it, which is when the CMF started coming out. And at first it was like, oh yeah, I definitely want this one, that one, and this one. And I think I made it to series 3, maybe 4, getting just a few at a time, and then realized, I think there was one series that came out that was like, I basically want all of these. There was like all but 2 that I was really interested in. And so then I was on a mission to collect that whole series. And then it was like, well, now I need to go back and finish the first couple of series. So then I had to go back and try and find all the ones that finished series 1 and 2, or 3 maybe. And then from then on, it was like, okay, I'm not going to make that mistake again. That was too hard to try and go back and get them. So now I have to just make sure to get them all.
Right, catch them all.
And in fact, it took me forever to get the zombie from series 1, because that was like one of the ones I wanted the most and could never find it.
Yeah.
And then my husband finally got sick of hearing about it. And he went and spent the money and got it for me one Christmas. So hopefully something will happen with Mr. Gold. I'm trying to be on a squeaky wheel about it. So same thing will happen.
Well, what about you, Moto? Because you don't generally use a lot of minifigures in your work. So
I was going to say, I'm the exact opposite. The only time I get CMFs is when people give them to me.
Oh, wow.
So there is a place near me where it's a candy shop, but they have a bunch of Lego things. One of the things they do is they feel all the CMFs for you, and they sticker the number on them.
Oh, that's not fun.
So the only time I've really bought CMFs is I bought a whole bunch of those alien bounty hunters, because they were Blacktron agents. And I used them in a mock. But that was the only time I ever bought CMFs, yeah. I have a couple here and there, but usually it's like someone buys them for my son or for me. As a thank you.
Love him.
God, isn't that just a brilliant figure? I love it so much. Yeah.
And Blacktron, that's going to be like a new Sig Fig shirt for me.
Okay, and I don't want to disappoint anyone, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, because I'm sure everybody really cares about this as much as I do. The violin does not actually fit into the violin case.
Oh.
So there is a violin. Well, the reason is because it has a peg on the back of it so that the minifigure can hold it, which doesn't allow the violin case to close over.
Okay.
Would it fit if someone were to allegedly cut the peg off?
If you allegedly cut the peg off, I believe it would fit, because I put it in mine and it fit in upside down. It just wouldn't fit, the lid wouldn't close. So.
Okay, yeah.
So technically it fits, it just doesn't close.
Why have I never known there was a violin case?
It's from the Mobster CMF guy. I'm sorry.
I used it.
Violin player with no violin.
If you want to make it fit, just drill a hole in the violin case. Problem solved, rather than
That's
take
probably
it
what I would
off.
do.
If it's a Mobster violin case, it should probably have a hole in it already.
Yeah.
We have we used that in our Empire Theater mock. In the very front, we have a musician running in late. We wanted, like, how do we show a musician? And so we found the violin case. It was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was reading the chat and I saw Wilfred said, drives me crazy when a guy wants a lot of multiples of a CMF because then you can't really get it. But, I'm guilty of that. I don't wipe out the boxes, but there's definitely if I want a few of something, yeah, I get a few of things, but it's just for the parts because again, if you ever want, because the brilliant thing about CMFs is all those parts are basically unique to that one. Or most of the time, unique to that one.
The only thing that should really fit in that violin case is the old Tommy gun part, if you want to really recreate some, interesting scenes. So
the Tommy gun didn't fit, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably not. I'm just joking.
I think that was the idea, is that's why the violin case was even made, was allegedly a whole gun.
Right.
So what you were saying about the uniqueness of the parts, that is kind of goes back to what we were just talking about, in that customization. If you're doing custom purist minifigs, CMFs are your bread and butter, because there are so many just great little weird pieces that you can't find anywhere else. Decorated pajamas, street clothes. Yeah, regular street clothes.
Faces.
Or even animals.
I kicked myself because I missed out on a lot of the city people. I was picking up suits and sci-fi, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, well, half of each wave had femme faces, and I'm missing a bunch of femme faces because I didn't want these sort of more plain figures. And now, the variety is so keen. When you pick up any one of them, there's almost always something that won't come back.
Yeah.
Or it'll come back, but in a very different form or color.
That's right.
Well, what I've noticed is you can often find a lot of the CMF pieces, well, not now, but in the Build a Minifig thing, that was kind of the repository for the overly made ones. I was able to put together an entire Cleopatra minifig. I think I got, I've seen I didn't end up getting it because they all kind of showed up at separate times, but the entirety of the Statue of Liberty I've seen in different parts in and around there.
Well, Build a Minifig still exists in some form, right?
Yes,
You
in fact.
can't rummage
order them.
through.
Actually, if you're
show.
I was going to say real quick though, if you're not familiar with it, there is a Pick-a-Brick exchange group on Facebook, which keeps you up with all the different Lego store stocks for the Pick-a-Brick wall and for the Build a Minifigs. So you can actually look at what's available around the country, and there are really kind people who will pick stuff out for you and send it to you if you don't have it at your local store.
Exactly. In fact, I just put in an order at our Lego store. I asked them very nicely if they would pack a couple of pieces from that big wall for me, and it was just curbside pickup, and she loaded me up with a few goodies. So in the only place you can find that world little Ducky inner tube is
the floating.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Where the minifig, Build a Minifig wall, and then the little pie piece with sprinkles on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Sprinkles.
Oh,
yeah.
Cow.
I need this now.
And then
definitely not hit our path.
Seasonally, the newest one is an all nougat bear suit that looks like a teddy bear. Kind of looks like Ted. And he has a little red bow tie. So that is available in the newest wave. Not all stores have it yet. Ours is on quarantine through today, so you can start getting them tomorrow. Don't take all of them though.
That's going on my list. Thanks for it.
Seriously. Neat.
Wow.
But then I think they also had recently, I think they had the little elephant with the heart on it, and
yes,
they had, the Snow Queen, and there's always some good stuff.
I love the costume characters.
Well, that's interesting because that's something that started happening just a couple of cycles. Yep, just a couple of cycles before everything kind of closed down.
Right.
Was this all of a sudden the Build a Minifig station was getting recolored and unique parts that aren't available anywhere else other than there in the store at the Build a Minifigure station.
Yeah. Although I'm kind of actually, it's like that silver lining of COVID though. I feel like I have a better chance of acquiring that stuff now because it used to be like Wilfred was saying, you'd have somebody that go into the store and basically wipe them out of any one special part for their Bricklink store or something of that nature. And then you just like, it's like first come, first serve. You never got a chance. Now it's like, I can put in a call to one of the employees and be like, hey, can you put this pull aside for me? And they're much more willing to do that now.
Especially because some of the accessories that they've been packing with them have been super amazing, like a new dog in a new color.
I got a ton of those for my Coraline house during an 8-ball event where I was like, and that was one of the few occasions where I did go in there and almost wipe them out because I needed so many for my mock.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I left a few.
I think I got one.
Well, I also had like Boston Terriers or something like that too, and I got a few of those as well.
Well, now the last I got were the black wiener dogs.
Oh yeah, those are good too.
And I haven't seen the black one.
And because they come with the CMFs generally. So sometimes like that's the only other way. Like if there's if you want one of those CMF parts, sometimes you wait long enough and they show up on that minifig.
The swirly poop started off as a CMF piece, and now it's like they're using it in other stuff.
Yeah, and I was able to get, I think one of those same days as Holly, I was able to get enough mermaid tails to use as foliage. So I've stacked them to do like a Jack and the Beanstalk, and like you can do wreaths and stuff with them. They're not printed, the ones that were in the Build-A-Minifig, but they're just like straight green, so they're actually kind of cool that they have a multi-use look to them.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
I was going to say, I find a lot of usage in the in minifigure accessories. I get a lot of mileage out of those rather than the figures themselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
That's why I buy an entire CMF, like...
What was that?
I was like, oh, I need Homer because he had a donut and a remote control.
And it turns out, and going back to like wanting to just get the CMF when they're available, because you try to go back and buy any one of those parts, and it's as much as it would have been to buy the whole pack.
Yeah.
Well,
I was talking more of the build your own minifigs. So our Lego store, what is it? You get 15 pieces total when you buy 3 figs. Mm-hmm. Is that the rule?
I think that's right.
They allow you to buy 15 accessories instead of any body parts.
Some places will let you do that. Some places won't. I think
our
official rule is you're not supposed to do that. But if you will find places where people are willing to do that sort of thing.
If you bring your Lego employees cookies, chances are they might.
I think it's because I only go there maybe once every 3 months, so I'm not like rating the parts out dry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's enough buffer.
It's really it's not about what you're doing; it's what other people are doing. Because sometimes when stores are being taken advantage of in general, then they tend to shut it down for everybody. So something to keep in mind.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Now, do any of you collect mini dolls, or have any particular mini doll that you like a lot? I know I'm a fan of the elves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sweet Mayhem. Oh man, that figure's incredible.
I'm in mini doll land here. I wish that we had more space mini dolls. Maybe soon.
That would rock.
Yeah, who knows?
Brickworm says Alice Finch has asked the Lego group, and they say any 15 parts is okay. Each manager obviously will do different.
Interesting.
Well, there you go.
Cool.
All right, Alice.
Thanks.
Thank you, Alice.
Okay.
So Maleficent.
Yeah, that's my favorite mini doll right there.
I gotta say, this is a place where. Can you show us that again? This is a place where I prefer the mini doll version to the minifig version.
Well, she's got that great smile.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I actually still prefer the minifig version of her.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, I just think this, because of this body shape, is more like the movie character. That's all.
So she just looks more. I think the minifigure looks more menacing.
Oh well, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I also
so you know what people tend to forget about sometimes is that there are parts and pieces that are compatible from mini dolls to minifigs.
Very much so.
Some of those hair pieces are fantastic. Like I had to use those mini doll hair pieces for my Coraline and Another Mother because they don't make that hair piece in a minifig.
Yeah.
Because it was in the chat, I will say Count Moto is one of my favorites.
That's one of my favorites.
That was a brilliant use of the mini doll, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Ahoy, Alyssa.
So I tend to collect mini doll parts more than I do mini dolls themselves. Like my daughter actually, like most of our mini dolls come from sets that I bought for her that she wanted. So most of them are in her room, and then occasionally there's certain parts that I stash away.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I collect them, but I definitely am glad to have a bunch of them around, because I just think adding that different body type to a mock mixed in with the regular minifigs, I just think the variety looks better than having all one body type.
I love the hair too. The hair is so good. The only hair in minifigs that I like as much as mini doll hair is Ninjago.
Oh yeah, Ninjago
has awesome hair. It's all like they use a lot of product.
Exo-Force got close, but I do think Ninjago was a better version of it. The more modern version. My favorite, I didn't bring this up, but my favorite minifig piece of all time is the Crystal Skull from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Yes.
What?
So what's amazing about this is it's completely translucent, and then it has a blue brain injected in the back.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, check that sucker out.
Hang on, I got to.
It reminds me of Orbit. Yeah, nigh undrinkable drink from the 90s.
That makes it almost worth sitting through Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, you don't even have to watch the movie to get this thing.
Oh,
and then you can even put a little bow. Oh, you know what? This is a little pin for a bow, so I'm going to put a pink bow on the back of my Crystal Skull.
Can you fit one of those like tubing pieces in the back of that head?
Put one of the what?
One of the little like pneumatic tubing or some kind of other.
No, it's not a full pin. It's a little. It's like the little feather pins.
Well, I have to say that's the other thing I like about mini doll hair is that they have holes for accessories, so that you can actually put some things on their heads.
Yep.
Yep, and how serendipitous was it? Like, you know how happy I was when I realized this part? Because, building Coraline was crucial to get the hair right, which we did have to paint it because the blue hair didn't exist. But the fact that she had a hole right where I needed it to put, it's supposed to be a dragonfly instead of a butterfly, but you get the idea, like, to be able to put there on the side, I was like, that's like, it's so perfect. You get so happy when you find those happy, like,
well, and also
line.
They give my and friends. I think we were kind of touched on this a minute ago, but the accessories, like you get like the hair dryer and the mirrors, and just there's some really great. All of the little packet of kitchen utensils, like there's like a mixer and spoons and forks and like all of this really great stuff.
It doesn't actually fit. It's just so that they could put the blue blob in there. That's weird.
That's lame.
Oh well, I tried.
I just pulled some of these out of my kids' stash. Didn't those little cupcake things? Those
are new. Yeah, those are the new ones that have the stud holder in them.
Yes, I love these.
Yep.
Yeah, the little
glad they're finally exist.
And all the dishes and plates that they have are just really great. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's something we can talk about. Speaking of specialty, we're moving on from mini dolls to maxi dolls. Big figs.
Oh yeah.
Okay, big figs.
That's one of my favorites too.
My favorite.
We have our Hulk is missing an arm, but we have trolls.
Oh yeah, those are cool. I think of all of the big figs we have, this guy, that's a great one, Blair.
That's the one I have on mine.
I don't know, Sandy's pretty wickedly cool.
This is pretty. I love him.
Oh yeah,
that one's great.
I think that's the same.
We have a troll.
No, I think it's green. I have a green one. Let's see what it is.
That one's good.
Awesome tattoos.
Yes.
Maui always kind of like his mouth was very strange to me.
Yes, it is a little weird.
It looks sinister.
Is it mustache? Is it smile? I'm not quite sure what was going on.
Oh,
Yay.
very nice. Very nice,
troll.
Kara.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I'll get to you in a second, Holly. Very good.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings troll.
Lord of the Rings troll was amazing. And
I
what
still
do we
gotta
have?
get a plan for.
That guy.
Oh, yeah,
OG
we
troll,
have him
yeah.
too.
in green.
We have him as well. Our little twinsy troll.
My troll ship.
Oh no, we don't have that green one. We have another.
We don't.
dark, like an olive-colored one. Very cool. But that's from that Dwarves versus Trolls.
Oh, and I gave this one frictionless arms because I put him in a mock where he was running after a little guy.
I know what my favorite one is.
Well, here we
I'm
go.
pretty sure that troll is the only one we have.
Monkey Kid Sandy is fantastic still.
Oh yeah, Sandy is amazing.
Sandy, yeah.
You ready?
I really want to. He's probably like. Again,
Holly's got the Rancor, I bet.
Favorite, but my top 3 are Wampa,
Yep.
Sandy.
I knew it.
Guy.
I want to mechanize this guy like in the tiki room.
What is that horrifying thing, Holly?
Rancor.
That's the Rancor monster. That's one of the best big figs ever made.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What is it from?
Oh, I should have grabbed my Rock Raiders guy.
Star Wars.
Rancor pit.
Yep.
That
And
would be
it's
why I
really
don't recognize it.
When I first got it, in fact, this may not even be. Oh no, this is the real one. Okay. I have a decoy because when I got this set, my son was all of like 3, I think, and he was obsessed with this. Like it was in a little glass case with my Jabba's Palace over my Rancor pit, and he was just like, I want to play with that. And it was like one of those conversations we had because these, I think, were only in this color in this set, which quickly became really expensive as soon as it was retired. And it was already retired at this point. He wanted to play with it, and I was like, do not pull these off. Do you understand? Do not pull these off.
Cut to 3 minutes later.
And it survived.
No, within like 30 seconds, parts were missing.
And I gotta say, they still haven't figured out this bit. These come off so easily.
Yes, exactly.
And and again, absolutely unique to this.
That's right. Yeah. And so fingers were missing and claws were missing, and I spent, hours like trying to like salvage all the parts and put it back together. And I was like, yeah, you don't get to play with that anymore. But then I felt so bad because he really it was his favorite thing, and so I actually had to buy like a knockoff just for him to like play with.
Been there, done that.
The only time when it's acceptable to buy a weapon is when you give it to a 3-year-old to destroy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I took 3 knockoff dinosaurs.
Sandy is that Moto was talking about. That's Sandy from the Monkey Kid.
Yeah.
And he has a matching cat with an orange mohawk.
Yeah.
Great.
Totally very Street Fighter-like.
Yes, that's what I thought of when the first time I saw him. I was like, he looks like he would be in Street Fighter for sure.
Yep.
Seeing all these together, it makes me want to do a mock with like all big figs.
You could.
It would be a very strange meeting. They're all shopping at the Big and Tall store or something.
Well, why don't you make it so that the entire model is where the big figs are normal scale, and then everybody else is like Honey I Shrunk the Kids or something.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
How do these count?
What?
Dragons and dinosaurs?
That's getting a little far out.
Further.
Well, there's a homemaker. Minifig Chick's got a homemaker.
Oh, look at that. That's some old school.
That
Yeah,
is
he's really cool. Like
So I have my...
heads.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get into this, but I have my drawer of abominations.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Now, what abominations are you talking about here?
Just things that people I don't think appreciate as much as they should.
Oh, now I have to see. Oh, there's a good one. Is that a Scala?
It's either Scala or Belleville.
Belleville? I don't remember Belleville with the Lego
I think it's Scala.
shirt.
Yeah, I don't know who has which one this was.
I think that's Scala. That's cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
not Calidor.
And my favorite thing about this is that, oh shoot, I'm totally forgetting who it is right now, but I've seen a builder use the feet to make like PlayStation controllers and all kinds of stuff, because this little piece does come off and has the stud, anti-stud right here, so really interesting parts usage.
Now, this isn't as bad as Galador, because I know you covered Galador and how they're all glinchy. But this is a much maligned set of figures.
That's my least favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There you go. There's some.
What are those from? Was that Charlie Chaplin? Oh no, we've lost Moto.
Uh-oh.
Time warp.
Oh, he brought on the Jack Stone, and it just we don't even want that.
It was a glitch in the Matrix. It didn't like that.
Well, it was funny. I was actually going to mention Jack Stone when we brought up like least favorite earlier, but then I realized Jack Stone even got kicked out of my conforming minifig bin. So
yeah, wow. I have one in like a exile location as well.
Oh, those are great, Kara. There's another one for the favorite figs section. That's
Pusher's favorite.
Yeah, our Anubis figures are definitely in my favorite.
Yeah, I want to make some.
Yeah, I'm not going to show Jack Stone again because he destroys my internet.
I know, that's crazy.
So like
the other one is I don't know if you ever saw the Bionicle board game, but these figures.
Those are from.
These figures came in a Bionicle board game.
Whoa!
I have a couple, and I used them as statues.
That's about. I was going to say it's really hard for me to figure out how you use them unless they're statues. But the board game was really strange, and it was incomplete when I got it. I was going to try to play with my son, but all it was good for was from some cardboard and these weird little figures and their weapons.
Wow. Nice.
And then I don't know where this guy's from. This is probably
Duplo.
Just Duplo, regular Duplo.
Yeah.
But the old ones and the new ones, at least the new ones are articulated. It kind of reminds me of the beginning conversation.
Ooh, the one with the green body is kind of terrifying. That
kind of
expression is frightening.
It is. That's guy. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's an aviator helmet.
Yeah.
It's looking into your soul and judging you.
No. Actually, what it's doing is it's saying, hey, if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button underneath.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Because that would be really awesome and would help the stream out.
Subscribe.
3D even.
How about when you hit 2,000, I'll give this away to someone of your choosing.
Right.
So you give away the Monkey Kid set to the winner, and then the winner gets to choose their enemy's address. I send this to.
There you go. From an undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Too much.
And of course, it's no secret we're fans of Fabuland figures.
And I don't know, but Homemaker came with a bright red head, and I still can't figure out why.
Oh, I think it was from I could be wrong. Was that from one of the Indian?
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
The Native American.
Oh, so we have a piece of dark history right here, and I didn't even know it. That's pretty nasty.
I mean, I would say controversial. I don't know that it's kind of one of those things. They had a very much more limited color palette at that time.
And it could be worse.
Yeah. I think I've had a conversation with like a friend of mine that's of a Native American family about that one time, like when that was like a hot topic in the community, and I kind of asked her feeling about it, and she was like, I mean, she thought it was great that they were trying to be like representative, like they were trying to represent like more cultures and color, like it was like she didn't actually really see the problem with it, so it's really kind of funny.
It's super vintage and dated, but like compare it to say a CMF that's clearly an indigenous person that has the yellow face. So I'd say that's almost a step in the semi-right direction. Or one step forward, two steps back. At least they're stepping somewhere.
Yeah,
I think it's like in the eye of the beholder sort of scenario.
There's one minifigure part that I haven't been able to, or I haven't tried, I just don't see myself finding a use for it, is the hair with the bone accessory in it. I don't think I'm going to be using that one.
It'd make a great bird's nest upside down.
There's a couple, actually. There's a few different ones. Like I used one actually for Miss Forcible because it was the right hair minus the bone. I just took the bone out, and then it was like the perfect hair piece.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And there's one in Monster Fighters where they used like an arrow.
Yeah, it's got an arrow in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have one here, but so there was a kid in one of my classes, and I'll just use this as an example so you can visualize it. But they had put it on a character's hair, and in it they had put one of the goblets, like a clear glass, and they said it was so that they always had a glass to drink from.
Oh, awesome!
And I thought that was great. It did stretch the hair out a little bit, but it was totally worth their storytelling fantabulousness.
I'm here for that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I left it in there way too long just to remember that moment, and then I was like, "Oh no, it's kind of stretching out the clip connection."
Yeah, you could translate that into like. I was just thinking, it's too bad they don't really make a pencil.
Yeah, I was gonna
those-
say, Friends does have a pen, so you could put the pen in the hair if you
that's
wanted.
what I was
Or
gonna say.
paintbrush.
Eric, we were just talking about you earlier, and your talent at putting together custom purist minifigs.
And I want to thank him. I want to thank him in person because he recently made Moto as a minifig, which was really cool.
I saw that.
Here's an idea.
The figure that was better dressed than I am, so I have to go. I've been shopping, Eric. I'm trying.
Oh, very nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
There
What
you
is
go.
that face?
Oh, that's the DJ from the party bus that I just had here.
Oh, I didn't realize he had that.
Oh.
Blair, that build is fire, man.
They used too much hairspray, and then he got too close to an open flame.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
You gotta-
Maybe not a good combo.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I had one thing I wanted to show when I was mentioning Will Chapman's pioneering of dual molding. I just wanted to show some people who might not be familiar with what their process is, but so Brick Arms has been doing dual, like, injection molding for a long time, right? So, you know, they do sprue injection. When they pioneered the dual molding process, though, this is a really cool look at the inside, and you can see that this is the first mold, and then they actually switch molds and they put the second color over it. So when you're looking at your Lego stuff that's dual molded, just know that there is always some sort of an initial, like, ABS skeleton that goes on the inside, and then they actually have to physically move it to another place to put the rest of the plastic over. And I just thought it was really cool that, you know, at one point he was giving away these, and like short shot ones where like not quite enough plastic got in there, and there were so many interesting ways that it could go wrong, and cool things that happen when not quite enough, you know, filled the void, that, you know, it's just so cool to think that we've now seen that come to life in every Lego minifigure, you know, almost, that we're getting. And with the hair and stuff, I mean, look at, like, this one is like, that's like triple molded, you know?
Yeah.
So to think about the pioneering that's happened in the last, you know, better part of a decade, it's just so cool. And it's allowed us to have these minifigs that we can talk about and play with all day long, you know? I think back to the 90s, you know, when I was building robots that could barely articulate, and it's like, okay, you want to pick a pilot. It's like, well, one of these three faces, one of these three outfits, and you're done. And then you're on to building. And now, you know, you could spend a whole day just sort of coming up with your cast of characters because the variety is so amazing.
A day? Right, like 6 weeks and waiting for Bricklink orders,
you know.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I've said before, Flynn is the casting director for our pieces. He's the one, and I find that when he casts the characters is when narrative comes into our pieces.
Yeah, for me, it almost turns into, like, you know, days of keyword searching, where I just go into Bricklink and start looking, you know, for keywords. If I'm looking for a certain feature, and I'll just go through pages and pages and pages until I find just the right part, and then cross my fingers that it's something that I have around. Something.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we could certainly go. We could probably do a whole nother show just on continuing on this conversation.
We are going to talk about storage eventually.
Yeah, we are going
We
to talk
are.
about the.
We gotta work
storage
that out.
display,
Yay! What is that piece?
That's my custom Predator figure.
but- Wow,
So
Blair, that's
It's a mix
awesome.
of like Uruk-hai and maybe Indiana Jones,
Or
Shredder,
Ninja Turtles, yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
Chima. Got the shoulder cannon there.
Cool.
I love it. I mean, we've entered this whole new world of being able to storytell through minifigures. It's so cool.
It is awesome.
Well, thank you everybody so much. Holly, Moto, Kara, and Blair. So glad to have Blair here today to talk about minifigs. What a
that was super fun. Like that, I don't know, that 2 hours went really fast.
It's minifigs, and then there's just so many places, and there's so many things we didn't even touch on. Like Chima is actually like a whole conversation.
I like Chima.
That's a whole thing. Like that's a whole interesting conversation. We may, when we do our history of, we might do a history of Chima at some point. Are you like a Chima expert, Blair? Are you like super into Chima?
No, I thought it was really cool. I wasn't as into some of the sets. I did like the olive green coming out. Like that was my big thing for Chima. I was like, olive green and crocodile people, give them all.
Oh, Blair's a Krager fan.
Yes.
Son of Krager.
I bought at least 2 of those boats. And just, for animal heads and for doing Lego D&D. To have that many different kinds of character faces, or if you're going to, create any kind of fantasy storyline. Like some of it was a little goofy, admittedly, I didn't like all of them, but I think that at least out of each animal family, there was one that was just awesome. For lack of a less expletive word, it was awesome. And they looked like they were ready to kick some booty and be in any scene you wanted, like they didn't have the goofy guy face, right? There's always like the bumbly guy, but then there was like some kind of a leader warrior that is just a timeless Lego mold, whether it's the headpiece or the minifig with the printing. Like I think Chima was really cool. I think it was underappreciated, and it's allowed Ninjago to grow a little bit, I think, in what they've gone on to do with their figure variety since then.
Yeah, I kind of stashed Chima away with Nexo Knights, where they're good for certain like parts and pieces and a few little figure things, but they're sort of in that like haphazard area.
You don't constantly race speedors across the room with your kids?
We did. I mean,
there you go.
Well, once again, everybody, we will do a more in-depth Chima conversation at some point. That definitely needs to happen, because that was a theme that was just going out right when we first started in the hobby. So we had like a interesting relationship with Chima. But anyway, thanks everybody so much for joining us. We will be back, let's see, Monday at 2 p.m. on Twitch. That'll just be me building some more on the Diagon Alley. And then we'll be back on Wednesday at 10 a.m. with our regular show on YouTube with something fun. I'm sure it will be very exciting.
And we have a challenge going.
We also have a challenge going. Don't forget, right now, the challenge is...
Botanicals.
That's right. So the challenge is called Nothing But Nature. And the only real rule is flora, yes, fauna, no. So all plants, rocks, anything like that.
We know that rocks aren't flora, but we figure you can add rocks in with your plants.
Well, I was going to say, if you have pet rocks, it makes it fauna, doesn't it?
Well, and yes, but just so no animals is the idea. Like, we want to get like just lots of cool nature, lots of cool plants and things. We want to see what you
nuts and berries.
And as promised, I put up all of the information for that challenge right after the show on Friday. So that all that info is up there in a place for you to put your pictures. So we're really excited to see what people come up with for that. And I want you. Let's go ahead. I want to just go ahead and let's just say this now.
We're saying it. What are we saying?
This is your last chance to pick up your Mandalorian and Child set. If you want to participate in the Rebrick Challenge, because I have a feeling we may well be launching that this week.
There's someone trying to get our attention.
Is that like
a lower screen?
Is that like a?
This is my minifigure version of
Miss Thing.
Miss Thing, yeah.
Wow.
Terrifying and hilarious.
Mini Thing.
That's like Little Miss Thing.
Little Miss Thing.
Little Miss Thing.
Oh my.
Oh, hey, Splashy, can I get a refill?
Splashy.
There you go.
Yes.
Splashy
Yes.
is hand in there.
other way.
Just like Holly needs a torso.
Oh,
Wow,
my goodness,
Holly.
y'all.
See if we
Very
can.
tall.
Here we
Well, but yeah, anyway, thanks everybody so much for joining us again. You can catch us on Monday at 2 p.m. on Twitch or Wednesday at 10 a.m. on YouTube. And until, I gotta get over here. Until next time, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask,
Keep your distance.
keep your distance, get your flu shot, and we'll see
All the
you.
things.
We will see you next time.
We
Bye,
love you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.